This week we're going to be looking at Ephesians chapter 4, verses 1 through 16. And we're going to be discussing what Christian unity and Christian ministry looks like in the local church. And it's really an important passage, not only just consistently throughout history, but in the moment of history that we're particularly living in right now. This idea of Christian unity is just so important for where the world around us is so divisive, so divided over many different things. We need to be a community of people who treasure the unity that comes about from Christ working in us by His Spirit and the Spirit connecting us to one another. So in this lesson, this will be just a good time to kind of put people at ease. You may be having differing opinions about a lot of different things that are going on in our society today, but we can come to the conclusion that if we are in Christ, what unites us far outweighs what divides us. So opinions on schools or masks or whatever it is, in Christ, what unites us far outweighs what divides us. We have the same identity. We're made new in Christ. We're going to the same place. We're all going to be together worshiping alongside one another in the new heavens and the new earth. We have the same confession. We believe the same core principles, though we might be differing in some other secondary and tertiary issues. And then we belong to the same family. We are all children of God through faith in Jesus Christ. We are a family. So the unity of Christ is how walking in the unity of Christ and with attitudes of meekness and humility and putting others' needs before ourselves in love, that is the way that we walk worthy of our calling. So unity is a big deal. And things like gossip or tearing down speech or backbiting, all of that is destructive to our family identity and counter to what Christ has for His church. Because we need to know about unity because we are all different by God's good design. So we're created differently. We have different personalities, different talents, different passions. We're all created differently, and we're gifted differently when we come to faith in Jesus Christ. The Spirit manifests Himself in unique ways that are unique to us and unique to the individual, so that He can give more of Himself to the rest of the church through individuals. It's an incredible display of God's grace and mercy. Now, if you participated in some of the directions of the curriculum a few weeks ago, there was a question that asked each of your members to reflect upon the way that God has gifted them or gifted you by His Spirit. And have some discussion. What did you conclude? What are some ways that you believe the Spirit has gifted the people in your class? This is a good opportunity to have those discussions. It's not about building each other up, but to highlight, hey, this is how we see God working through you and helping mobilize them into places of ministry where they can be serving in a way that will produce eternal rewards that they can receive in heaven, that will be effective in expanding God's kingdom today, and that will lead to a greater satisfaction and joy as they serve Christ in His kingdom and His church. Because we are all different by God's design, and everyone shares in the work of ministry. The work of pastors and teachers, evangelists, are to equip the saints for the work of the ministry. Everybody in the church family has a role to play. No one is a spectator. We're all in the game, and we're all serving alongside one another for the upbuilding of the church and the expansion of Christ's kingdom. So how is God calling each of your people to use their gifts at Meadowbrook? This is a good opportunity to highlight. There's a lot of new ministry opportunities that are coming up in the new facility. There's going to be other places around the community that we're continuing to serve in. So I know, like thinking nursery, greeting, media team, a lot of hospitality ministries that are happening. We really want to help people feel welcome and at home. So there's going to be some new ministry opportunities that will be coming up, not only in the next month, but over the next year. So this is a good opportunity for people to plug in and serve, and then just recognize and confess that each of us equally and desperately needs Christ and each other. We cannot do this on our own. We cannot do the Christian life without Christ and without each other. So ask Him the question, are you walking worthy of the calling to which you've been called? Are you pursuing unity? Are you walking with meekness? Are you expressing your need for Christ day in and day out? And are you expressing your need for others? Are you relying on the church family in the Christian life?